Leadership in different ways. I mean, different guys lead in different ways. Micah Parsons is very much like Micah focused in his leadership, and he has to do this and he has to do that, which is fine if it works for that team. It's an important thing because he and everyone around this team, I think, believes that they have something there. So they have to keep it alive and keep proving it for the next couple of weeks. And it's a real test. It's a real character test for teams like this and players like this, is how hard they're going to play. And they've been passing it up to this point. For whatever reason, this game was such a tough loss that it feels like it's going to be harder for them to come back from.
Yeah, and I think they had put, and you heard Mike McCarthy talk about, they had put all in for this game. Yeah. And so when you put all your emotions and you play well enough, and then you have a fluky play, because that's just what it is, right? It's kind of a wild play. Now, the defense has got a hold after that turn. There's a lot of things that should have happened that don't happen, but it's a painful way to lose. You're very emotional. And again, your dreams are literally dashed. I mean, and to Nick's point, now you got to really show what the character of this football team is for the next month or so, because it's all for naught. You still got to show up and play, though.
I think there's a sense there, right, of like they're so short-handed, right? Like they don't have their quarterback, right? They don't have their Hall of Fame offensive lineman, Zach Martin's missing this game. Overshown, one of their best defensive players, goes out in that game, serious injury. So you get that close with like the group, the banged-up group, the backup group, right? And you're like, oh, we had it. Wouldn't it have been great to win with this group and show that what we have inside of us? And then I think that's what the disappointment is. But they're in a very strange place because they're thinking about transition. They're thinking about who's going to be on next year's team, even as they're still trying to win this year's game.
Well, I mean, that certainly begins now, right? And obviously, look, the Cowboy conversation.
The front office, once they figure out the punt thing.
It should have started last offseason. We've missed it for dang near a year now. Let's see if we can dial this thing in. We got Jerry talking about punt block. Jerry, stay off the mic. Stay off the mic.
I'm not going to lie to you. You know, losing the Cowboys last night as we did is tough for me as a talking host. I didn't think anything could make me laugh like that today, but that was a very good line. So the Cowboys, look, what can you just give a quick description? And this does not just apply to them, because there were quite a few teams now, and the Cowboys join that list now of teams for whom it is hopelessly over. There were teams that we ruled out weeks ago, but until you're really out of it, you're still feeling like you're in it. Now, as of that moment, 2.5 minutes left in that game.
Yeah.
Here we come.
Absolutely.
Punt block, disaster, Jamar Chase. Now it's literally over. What is it like in that locker room? What is it like this week?
It's devastating, and it's gut check time. And the reality is you have 20-some-odd players who are going to be up for free agency. Your coach doesn't have a contract. So now it's all in the open. And guys are realizing, hey, I'm not only playing for this team, I'm playing for 31 others that I better show I can play in this league and need to play in this league. It is a time where you really see what players are about. Because the guys like let's be honest, Micah Parsons ain't gonna have a hard time finding a job. He's gonna be a Dallas Cowboy. It's the tweeners, right? It's the guys that aren't really sure what this is gonna look like. It becomes very difficult, and the intensity in the locker room escalates tremendously.
Yeah, it's hard to motivate. I think coming in, you're like, we can do something. We can do the impossible. Yeah. And now it's actually impossible. So it's harder to motivate. Right. And I think for guys like Micah Parsons, it's the hardest guys to motivate because those guys are, they're secure. But it seems like he's very locked in, and hopefully the rest of the team can be also.
In the meantime, one of the things that you got a chance to see last night is one of the greatest seasons any quarterback has ever had that is going to be forgotten the moment that it ends. Can we put up A28, please?
A28. Call for it.
Joe Burrow is having the kind of season that people should remember for a very long time. And here's the example of why. This is the company that he keeps. 4 consecutive games of 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Steve Young, Patrick Mahomes, and Peyton Manning.
Welcome to John Crowder's show. Thanks for tuning in. I'm back again with another sports show, joining you live from a spot here in the Battery, Atlanta, Georgia. If you ever get time, come check us out. Want to make sure you understand that if you want to see some of the most up-to-date clips, shows, Stephen A. Smith, First Take, Pat McAfee, go ahead and tune in. Every day we're dropping clips and even live shows. So take the time to go ahead, like, subscribe, and even share this content. We're going to be pushing out a lot of content to you free. And also we're going to be giving away live tickets to sporting events. And we'll be live on set at the NCAA Championship, the Final Four. And also we'll be live at the Super Bowl this year. So if you want to win free tickets, make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned. Put the alert bell on. We're going to keep you up to date with NFL, MLB, soccer, baseball, hockey, all sports, and even giving you free picks on parlays that we hit very often. So go ahead and stay locked in, because if you blink, you'll miss it. Again, I'm John Crowder, and thanks for tuning in. What are some of the most iconic sports for you as far as moments? One of the most iconic sports moments for me was definitely when the Falcons lost the Super Bowl. Even though I'm a Falcons fan, it was heartbreaking, but it was definitely memorable. So that was one of the most memorable, ugliest moments for me as a sports fan. Go ahead and drop in the chat what your most memorable moment in sports was, and we'll be sure to comment and respond to that. One other thing, we definitely want to let you know that we do have sports picks, and we will be putting them in the chat. Our sports picks come with a lot of knowledge, a lot of historical data, and just a lot of professionalism. So if you want to start hitting some of those bets, make sure you follow our picks, and we'd definitely like to help you out on that. All right, this channel is completely free. We don't have any sponsors, so make sure you like, subscribe, and share this to get more content like this and to help us put out more content. Again, I'm John Crowder, and I'm joining you live from the Battery in Atlanta. Stay tuned for more episodes, more shows, and more content.